Experts doubted the Denver Broncos coming into the season. Even prior to week 5, we were projected to have the 4th overall pick in the draft. Bo Nix was graded a D pick by Denver, of course, selecting him in the first round. We did not have a second round pick, which is a large reason why we went and got our quarterback in the first round. But also, even regardless of that, Bo Nix was always Sean Payton's guy. Even if we had a higher draft pick, I still think it would have been Bo Nix. He just emphasizes exactly what we're trying to do as a franchise, and that's evade pressure, get rid of the ball quickly, make plays, and most importantly, just be a leader, be a winner. The Broncos, they've won 3 straight games. Yes, a lot of that is because of their defense, but the offense has started to get it going. They dropped 26 on Tampa Bay. They, of course, ended up scoring multiple touchdowns against the Raiders. We scored 34 in total. Patrick Surtain accounted for one of those, but the rest were because of the offense, because Bo Nix, Javonte Williams has gotten it going. Cortland Sutton has been making some incredible catches, but Bo Nix is going to be the storyline in this game against the Chargers in week 6 because LA has an absolutely elite defense. I mean, we're talking about them right now being number 1 in points allowed per game, 5th in yards. In terms of red zone scoring, they're 2nd. Touchdowns allowed per game, they're 1st. And then their one weakness is on 3rd down. They are actually 20th there. So that means that the Broncos, they're going to have to run the ball early and get into 3rd and manageable situations. You want to be in 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, so that way we're able to run the football and just be a balanced offense. We've seen Javonte Williams get it going the past 2 games after the first 3, averaging just 2.2 yards per carry. We've also seen the offensive line completely just turn it back. Last season, yeah, a lot of that was Russ holding on to the football, but the line wasn't that great if we're being honest. But this year, it has held up against some very good defenses too. Against the Jets, of course, it won up front. I mean, we dominated up front. The Raiders have a really good front with Max Crosby and, of course, Christian Wilkins. The Broncos won that. They dominated up front. And then Tampa Bay has got a couple of guys I like too, including Vita Vea. Pittsburgh, certainly, that was a very close game that we'd like to have back. But same thing with Seattle. A couple of plays, and the Broncos are 5-0 right now. I just love the direction of this football team. I think we're going to do big things the rest of the year, and let's talk about it. So the first thing I want to bring up is Zach Allen, because I have not given him enough love. He has 29 quarterback pressures, tied for the 2nd most in the NFL, trailing only Aiden Hutchinson. He also has the 2nd most run stops among all interior defenders. We're looking at Allen. He is going to make the Chargers' interior offensive line just an absolute living hell. He's going to be all over the place like he's done this entire season. That's a huge storyline for me. Another storyline is going to be Bo Nix going up against this Chargers defense. We saw against the Raiders, in my opinion at least, Nix played his best game. The way he was able to avoid sacks, evade pressure, step up, roll out, make plays. He had 3 touchdowns, could have been 4 very easily if him and Troy Franklin were able to connect. He was wide open in the back of the end zone, of course. But we're looking at Nix against Tampa Bay, extends plays, leads his team to a win. The New York Jets game, the defense dominated, the run game got going. But Nix, of course, as soon as the weather started to fix, it wasn't as wet. Well, Nix, he's able to lead a touchdown drive, of course. He's able to also lead a field goal, and that was the difference. The Jets, they missed their field goal to win, and that's where the defense comes in, forcing Greg Zuerlein to hit a 50-yarder, and he couldn't. So just both of these units are absolutely on fire right now. The offense, let's pull up that Raiders game, man, because the Broncos, they ended up rushing for 109 yards. I mean, last season, hitting 100 yards rushing just was not very common for the Broncos, yet alone having a guy being able to even get close. 61 yards was just, it just didn't happen. Javonte 13 for 61, not to mention as a receiver, he goes out there and has 5 catches for 50 yards. So Javonte Williams has been the biggest part of this offense the past couple of games. I mean, he's been a huge weapon. We've also seen everybody step up, right? There isn't one guy that had a 100-yard game, but there was 11 guys that caught a football, right? I believe it was 11 guys. Javonte, Will Jordan, Cortland, Troy, Adam, Josh, Nate, Marvin, Michael, Lucas, Julian McLaughlin. Was that 10? I'm pretty sure we had it might have been 10 or 11, but it was a franchise record. I mean, the Broncos had never had a game where that many guys caught a football. So spreading the love, Nix ends up throwing for 206 yards, 19 to 27. Did take 3 sacks, but again, Nix also just avoids a lot of pressure, which is the difference between winning and losing games more often than not. 2 touchdowns, 1 on the ground. So 3 touchdowns, no turnovers is the biggest thing. I mean, when was the last time we saw a Broncos QB go a couple of games without a turnover? I mean, it just didn't happen, especially with Russ. But even before that, I mean, it was just a very, very odd occurrence. It seemed like even with Flacco, I mean, guys were just turning the football over. So I'm looking right now at Bo Nix and the direction of this offense. They're on the rise. They're getting better and better. And as we've been saying during this winning streak, the defense gives us a chance to win every single week, especially with the offenses that are coming up. The Chargers right now, I mean, they're one of the worst offenses in football, if I'm being honest with you guys. Let's take a look at their rankings. So, yeah, I mean, they're 28th in points, 29th in yards. In terms of yards per play, 24th. Third down conversion, 21st. They have not converted a fourth down, which puts them at 31st. Red zone scoring, they are 24th. Touchdowns per game, they are 27th. So they're not doing anything well offensively. I would say they're running the ball well. They are 15th in yards per carry. In terms of touchdowns rushing, they're 28th. You can see rushing yards per game, they are actually 9th. So they're doing a decent job. But against this Broncos defense, good luck, right? Running the ball in them with how good they are in the interior. And then the Chargers in 3rd and long, like I said, they're 21st in third down conversion. So if they're in 3rd and long, they're going to be in for a rude awakening. Justin Herbert still has inflammation in that ankle. He has a high ankle sprain, guys. Yes, there was a bye, but he's still not 100%. So he's not going to be able to move very much, which gives the Broncos another advantage because they don't have to worry about Herbert escaping the pocket and picking up yards with his first down, which is something that Bo Nix has done a great job of. When the play breaks down, let me go pick up a first down with my legs. And one of my favorite, probably my favorite celebration so far this season was Bo Nix with that crazy run against the Bucs and then signaling for the first down. I wish you guys could see me right now. I have my camera off. I mean, if Caleb Williams did that, if Jaden Daniels did that, it would be all over SportsCenter. Bo Nix does it. I don't even think I saw it once on national TV. People are starting to talk about the Broncos. They've won 3 straight games, but it seems like they're talking more about the teams the Broncos are beating. The Raiders are frauds. The Jets are frauds, right? The Bucs at the time are frauds. I mean, when is it time to start giving the Broncos some love? Because I think they're legit. This is a team on the rise. They've won 3 straight games. They haven't played close to their best offensive football consistently on the year. So once that unit gets going, I mean, the sky's the limit for this team. We could be talking about them making AFC run. And yeah, sure, man, I kept the receipts about what everyone said about Bo Nix. Eventually, we'll get into a video. But, I mean, we're looking at the Broncos offense. It definitely is going to have to be better than 19 points in this game. I need to see 24 to 27 points. I know it's a tough defense, but this would be a huge step in the right direction for Denver. 28th in yards, 270. I need to see more than that. In terms of third down, 24.64%. That's 31st. I need to see more than that. So again, it starts on early downs, running the football, winning up front. I do think the Broncos win this game. I mean, the Chargers are coming off of a bye, which is great, but the Broncos have won 3 straight games, and they're a pretty damn healthy team. I mean, momentum is a huge thing in football. The Broncos have all the momentum in the world. The Chargers have lost 2 straight games. Give me the Broncos in this game. Bo Nix is about to throw a couple of touchdowns. Javonte Williams is going to hit close to 100 yards from rushing in this game. And Zach Allen is going to force a turnover. I'm saying it right now.